What is up, everybody? Autotech Aaron here, and welcome back to another Nasty Love build video. In today's video, I'm doing something extremely scary. We're gonna be cutting up the fenders of Nasty Love, because if you guys didn't already know, the front wheels and tires do not clear the fenders. That's why I had to borrow some wheels and tires from a coworker. And this is what I mean here. We cannot turn the wheel all the way to lock, going either direction because it hits the fender. So what I'm gonna do to start here is we're gonna cut from about here down to there. Same thing on the front, from about there down to about there, just so that we can clear the tire left and right. And if I need to cut more, I'll cut more. So to start out, I'm gonna get some tape on these fenders so we don't mar them all up, and then we'll start our cutting. Start out with that as a rough cut for both sides and see how the tires fit after that. That's looking pretty good from the front. We can hit full lock. Now let's trim up the back. Alright, so I went ahead and turned the cameras off for a little bit. I was getting slightly frustrated with how this was coming out, but I think I found the lines that I want. I'm going to follow this green tape line down there, same on this side, green tape line down, because with our first two cuts, as expected, it didn't really fit, and I couldn't really find a way that I liked the flow, but I think this is probably going to look the best, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I'll probably have to finish up this corner down there. And I'll cut this. I might have to draw this line in just a little more to match the arch, but we'll get it all figured out. So without further ado, let's get to cutting. Alright guys, I kind of messed up here a little bit. I'm honestly pretty upset about this. So as you guys see, I had to cut this much of the fender up front so that the tire would clear. And then I started cutting here in the rear, but our tire hits right here, which is the driver's side footwell, and that is not gonna work. We're gonna have to get a smaller tire, which, like I said, is pretty upsetting because I really like these tires. They were expensive. I'm honestly probably gonna have to take a break right now because I'm very upset. So I guess at this point, we're gonna move on to working on something else on the truck so that I can cool off a little bit, get my head wrapped around the situation, and figure out what I need to do to correct this. All right, guys, it is the next day. And as you can see, this wheel is turned all the way with the tires that I said would not fit. We broke out the BFH over here as per recommendation by every one of my friends, aka Alex Strem, Aaron at 802 Garage, and Oliver over at Pissed Off Piston Garage. So we took the hammer to it. Doesn't look the prettiest, and that also reflects in the driver area. However, our tire does now fit. So I just got to do a little more massaging down there near the bottom, and then we will go do the same destruction on the other side. Alright guys, so we are moving over to the passenger side, and I forgot to record the process, but essentially what I did was tape up this whole front part of the fender. I peeled it off, and then you flip it around so that the sticky side is now facing out, and then we can put it on this side of the truck. Sorry, I'll get this taped up here. We'll put it on this side of the truck just like that so we can get the same cut on the passenger side. Now we can do the same process with the taping on this side. guys have it. Now we will Sharpie that out and we'll lay down some tape and start cutting. Okay, let's see how our tire fits now. Okay, here she is. I just got done adjusting the steering locks. So now that it doesn't go too far in either direction to where we're going to cause damage to the tires. So with our front end setup done, now I'm going to address another issue. We have a bit of a spongy pedal, so I'm going to bleed all the brakes. I'm also going to get all the .4 fluid out of here because I didn't notice that this says .3 only. I don't know exactly why, but it could damage the seals in some way, I'm sure. So I'm going to put the correct fluid that this master cylinder asks for in there. And we're going to bleed the whole system using my vacuum bleeder, and that should get rid of any air that we have trapped in the system. And then our brakes should work great. So let's grab our vacuum bleeder and suck all this .4 fluid out. Now we can go to each wheel and bleed these down. I'll probably go to where it's almost empty and then fill it back up. All right, so I actually haven't touched the truck in a couple of days. I just haven't had a whole lot of motivation and I've been fairly busy. But we're gonna get back at it. I just have, I think, 2 more things that I wanna do to the truck before we end this video. One of those being installing the shocks. We got brand new KYB Excel Gs for the rear end because right now it is very springy. And that's not good when you're trying to go fast. So we gotta get that fixed, and I'm gonna get the U-bolts cut down to size just so that they're not hanging so low. And that'll probably be everything that we're gonna do on the truck in this video. So that's enough talking, let's go ahead and get to work. So let's go ahead and get these bad boys on the truck. Installation here is fairly simple. Top eyelet goes in, compress the shock, put on the lower eyelet. Let's see if this old Harbor Great can get these bad Johnnies on there. Last I remember, this thing doesn't work. I already got shit in my eyes. Oh, come on. All right, guys, I need to go wash my eye out. I got something in my eyeball. My eyeball is okay now. And this thing was far too weak. So we're gonna have to break out the old caveman tools. Same thing down here. Oh, we can definitely use the old Harbor Great for that. She's got it, no problem. Yes, ma'am. Like a champ. She's still got a little bit of juice left in her. All right, now let's get this one up here. Now we had to do a little something special here with some washers because the last dip-tard that put the rear shocks in this thing did not tighten this down tight enough, and it wallowed out the stud itself and removed some of the threads, so we got to make a spacer. So let's go ahead and put that contraption on there, get it all tightened down. Okay, those shocks are installed. Now we gotta cut these studs off. I'm literally not even kidding. It's not just because I'm partnered with them. This is the most comfortable shop stool I have ever sat on in my life. So thank you, Jags. I really do appreciate it. Not NASCAR fast yet. Now, let's get out my favorite tool, the grinder, and get those bad boys cut off. And Carl, you can finally have your wheels and tires back, even though I didn't borrow them for that long. All right, guys. Remember, safety thirds. You gotta put on your safety glasses. Now watch. We're gonna put this thing into sicko mode. You just saw that right. Now look at that. Ooh, sitting in comfort. Now we can cut. But first we need some more safety stuff. Where's my fire extinguisher? Now I'm not sure if you guys can read, because I sure can't. That right there says recharge. But I know she's still got some juice left in her, so this is just our safety device. We'll keep that on standby. Hopefully we won't have to use her. Whoa! Holy cow! Well, that disc is no more. Whoopsies. That's a situation. Ow, fuck. Oh, my head hit the jack. Ouchie. Ow. Okay, well, we'll be back. I gotta go to Harbor Freight. Okay, we are back, and we got some new non-exploded blades. Let's see if we can explode these ones. There we go. Now let's work on the other side. All right, there we go. They're all cut, and I am now half deaf. Well, I guess I'm a little more deaf than I already was. All right, guys, so we got those U-bolts cut. We got these shocks in. The rear end feels great now, and this thing is sitting pretty on all four wheels and tires. I'm really happy that in the end we were able to use these tires in the front, because it really just ties the look of the truck together. Now I might only have a couple of things left to make this thing roadworthy, but that is going to be saved for the next video. We'll take this thing back out on the street, weather permitting, and go for a little rip ski. But that is everything that I have for you guys in today's video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to drop a comment about what you guys think about the truck and how it's coming along so far. And if you're not already, be sure to sub to the channel, because you're definitely not going to want to miss this build. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.